But man, this one was here for the taking. There's no doubt about that. Let's get into this box sheet. Start with USC, Khalid Williams. No shocker here. 30 for 40, 403 yards, 10 on average, 6 TD passes, and 1 interception. Unbelievable game by him. And yeah, he's pro level. There's no doubt about that. Head to head with Deion Sanders. He won that matchup. But Deion Sanders, I think if they would have came out in the first half like they did the second half, the numbers might have looked a little different. But he don't have the time to throw. I mean, he's on the scramble mode. I don't think he was going to beat Khalid Williams in the stats anyway. They're more together than Buffalo is, so you got to expect that a little bit. But yeah, Khalid Williams, outstanding game. Then he got some rushing game from Marshawn Lloyd. 13 carries for 84 yards, almost 7 on average for 1 touchdown. Khalid ran a little bit, only got 12 yards. Then Austin Jones, nothing at 3 and 6, nothing to talk about there. But in their receiving, Taj Washington, 8 catches for 117 yards, 14 on average and a touchdown. Brendan Rice, first time really watching this guy. Jerry Rice's son, 5 catches for 81 yards, 16.2 on average and 2 touchdown passes. Yeah, we got another Jerry on the loose. Can't wait to see him in the league and see what kind of career he can pave out for himself under his old man. Mario Williams, 3 catches, 53 yards, 17.7 on average and 1 touchdown. So they had a lot of guys mixing it up on the offensive end for us. Their receiving. Come down here. No fumbles, but Mason Cobb on defense, 13 tackles, 11 solo. He was in the mix. 2 tackles for loss. Bryson Shaw, 6 tackles, 5 solo. Christian Roland Wallace, 5 tackles, 5 solo. So that was in the mix. They were in the mix. Christian Roland Wallace, he got him the pick. The interception Deion Sanders threw. So we'll go here real quick and check out Colorado. Deion Sanders, like I said before, a lot of attempts. Didn't have a bad game. Like I say, it's hard to judge his games for us statistically because he's on the run. He's just trying to make stuff up on the go a lot of times. But he got 371 yards, almost 9 on average, 4 TD passes, and 1 interception. Told you second half they start picking it up a little bit, start moving. It was just a little too late. Got yourself in the hole, which happens with most teams. You try to come back late, just not enough time or enough energy. You kind of fizzle out. But they didn't help themselves, like I say, running that clock out and penalties, and then the offensive line, key third downs, you giving up sacks. So it's hard to win a ball game like that. As far as the running game, they finally got them a little running game today. Anthony Hankerson, 16 carries for 74 yards. He almost averaged 5 yards on average and 1 TD. Deion Sanders, he scampered a little bit. Don't see him run often, but he did this. I think they made a focal point in him rushing this game because of the offensive line. I think maybe Deion or the offensive coordinator, somebody told him, do not sit back there with the ball too long. If you don't have that read, we want you to take off, pick up some yardage. Probably looked at some film from last game and see some gaps and holes they can take advantage of. And that's what I get out of him, rushing as much as he did. But it just wasn't enough. 14 carries for 50 yards, like I say, almost 4 on average and 1 touchdown run. Dylan Edwards, he shucked loose a little bit because he's been bogged down last couple of weeks, but he's able to get a little something going. There's nothing off the charts. 12 carries, 44 yards, 3.7 on average. Then Jimmy Horn had 1 carry for 19 yards, and Alton McCaskill as it slimmers down at the bottom. Marion Miller, what about this guy? New face, guy that wasn't really in the scene the last few weeks, pop up on the scene and give you 7 catches for 196 yards. They needed that because you get Travis Hunter back and get all this group going, very dangerous. Like I said, on this offensive end, man, if they had that offensive line with all these weapons, you talking about special things. But man, 28 on average and a touchdown. Big shouts out to him for stepping up. Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. Jimmy Horn Jr., 7 catches, 84 yards, 12 on average, 2 touchdowns. He does what he do every game. Gotta love him. That kid there is tough edge, tough nose, makes big play after big play all the time.